here on the other side of the homestead. I did end up grabbing some more butternut squash, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that butternut squash soup recipe. And the way that I started, I put my oven at 400 degrees, and I am going to roast my butternut squash. So I've got everything cut in half, and I've got everything cleaned out, and now I'm going to take my olive oil, and I am going to douse my butternut squash with olive oil. Keeps it from burning. Gives it a nice toasty roast. So get that going, and then just kind of smush everything around. Get all that going. Just want to bathe it. Now, the reason why I roast everything is it just makes it a little bit sweeter, and it gives it nice, rich taste to the soup when I get it done. So this will take a little bit. These are still pretty fresh, so I'm thinking probably close to an hour, and then I'll check them. And what I'm looking for is a nice brown roast on here. You may get some black. It's not burnt, so it's all good. There's a seed there. Looking for that little sucker. Throw that over here. And then let me wash my hands real quick. I want to show you something else. All right, so here's what I do. These are from the butternut squash this weekend. I put those in a strainer. And then I wash everything down. It's going to take a little bit to get that, because I want to get all of the butternut squash off the seed, and so that I'm not storing it when it looks like that. So this is very important. These went gangbusters. When I was talking to Chris, it filled a field full, and they were very plentiful. So this is definitely a seed that we want to save and use again for next year. So now I'm going to pop these in the oven. When these are done, we'll come back and I'll show you how to prep the soup. Alright, so now I'm taking everything out of the oven. We got it roasted. You can see there's some nice caramelization on there. Oops, that's coming off. You're going to get those marks on the back. That is exactly what you want. So we'll go through with a spoon. I already did a few here. That'll go in compost. One of the things that happened tonight, Freya was hungry, and I dropped a skin on the floor. She actually ate it, and I was like, okay, good, nothing goes to waste. So we just take a spoon and go through, and you're just going to lightly, you don't want to, if you scrape real hard, you're going to actually take the skin, and that's just more to clean up, and you really don't want that. So go through, and you're just going to clean this out. So this is the last one that we have to do. And then we'll move over to the stove. So if you spoon this out, and look at how nice and meaty these are. And guys, we will actually have the seeds from these. You saw how many seeds I was able to save, and I showed you cleaning the seeds and all of that stuff. So I think we're going to have quite a few. I don't see me planting all of those, so we'll have some to spare. I know I do have to send some over to somebody else and get that going. Alright, here we go. So that skin, I just kind of fold that up, and this becomes dog food. I was feeding it to the chickens. They like it, but now that I know the dogs can eat it, dog food. So we'll throw that over in the other pile. And now the game begins. Alright, so now we're going to start with the butter. I got 3 tablespoons here. We're just going to throw that on in there. And then on the plate here, I've got some celery, 3 stalks of celery, 3 carrots. I diced those up. I've got some garlic. I went ahead and just took So really you're going to do this to taste, and that's how I do it. And then 1 whole onion. So this all goes into the pot. We're going to get that translucent. So let's see how that goes. This is the spoon that William made me from Permapasture Farms, and so excited. Went over a couple things. I've got him making some other stuff for me, so he just needs to let me know what I owe him. Let's see. So we'll get this on in here. And when I say translucent, you want that to, you kind of want those onions to be a little bit clear. You want the carrots to get soft, the celery should get soft. Get all of that going. All right, so here's about where we're translucent. So put that back on there. We're going to add our squash and then our milk and our season. So we have the butternut squash that we picked up, and I put all that, got all that roasted, and we're going to throw that right in the pot. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. All right, kind of stir that up. Now we want it to be loose, right? Because we have soup going on here. So this is whole milk. And I'm going to bring it just right to the top. You can see the butter kind of came up, the celery, carrots, onion, garlic, all of that. Everything's roasted. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start mixing all this together. It's already soft. We roasted the squash. So no immersion blender needed, no need to take it to the food processor. All right. So now we just stir everything together. Get that going. And then we're going to start to add our spices. Now, I'm going to do me. You guys do you. It's your kitchen. You own it. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this gets us through. Butternut squash is a great source of protein and vitamins and minerals. It's really a very underrated, I think I would say, squash. A lot of people just think that all they can do is put sugar and cinnamon and, I don't know, butter, and then that's how they eat it. Make a soup and love it. So we got this going on. I think I'm going to add a little more milk because we're still kind of thick in here. So it's probably another 2 cups maybe. And if you get too much in there, it's not a big deal. You're just going to go ahead, it's kind of like a pasta sauce, right? So you're just going to go ahead and boil that down a little bit and make sure to stir here and there so that you're not burning anything at the bottom. And I have a lot of friends, you know who you are. So we'll just do that, and I think that's good to go. Now for the fun part. So I've got some smoked paprika. And so that's going in there, and I don't know, I'll let you know here in a minute. So maybe about 2 tablespoons. Turmeric. Turmeric is also a really good spice to have, guys. You need to have it in your pantry. It's great for depression, those seasonal issues, that kind of thing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do probably about a tablespoon. And then I've got my Redmond salt that I put in there. So maybe half a teaspoon is what I put in there. And then, cumin. We're going to do some cumin. Cumin also has great medicinal properties. And so we'll go ahead. Oh my gosh, it's already starting to smell so good. All right, so let's go also 2 tablespoons there. Gotta have your garlic. Put that garlic in there. And I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon, 2. We can always add more later. And my favorite, crushed red pepper. Now, I have family members that just kind of freak out when they see me pour the red pepper on. No such thing as too much heat. I just have fun with it. And I thought I pulled the nutmeg out. Oh, I did. Right here. I might have put that in there already, but you can never have too much. We're going to put some more in there. Now we're going for ground pepper. So we've got 1, 2. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons in there. Mix everything together. We're going to just kind of let that sit in the pot. We're going to go ahead and turn it down on a low simmer and then let that sit for a minute. Man, oh my gosh, it smells so good. Here's the really fun part about this. This is going in the freeze dryer. So you guys don't only get 1 video here, but you get 2 out of it. So it's going to be pretty amazing. And I don't know, we may let a neighbor of ours reconstitute it and then see what he thinks. But yeah, oh man, that looks amazing. Holy smokes. Now, here's the really important part when you're cooking. Let me get a clean spoon. The super, super important part whenever you're cooking, taste what you're cooking. If you don't like it, nobody else is going to like it. Oh, man. Yeah, spot on. We're going to leave it this way. Let it sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to turn it off, and we'll go to the freeze dryer with it. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture. Let me obviously wash my hands and put the spoon away, and we'll show you guys what it looks like. All right. It's got some nice heat to it. It's got some nice bounce to it. This is exciting. It's got a, yeah, I don't know how to put it. It's kind of that sweet with heat behind it, but it's not a heat that is just going to kill you, right? I'm not a spicy food person, but this is enough that it'll just open up your sinuses, and we eat soup mostly in the wintertime, so cold flu season's going around, especially if we have to go to town. We know school has already started, and we just have to be aware and make sure that we're putting these things in our body to kind of clean out the nasal area, make sure we're getting enough vitamins and that kind of thing inside of our body, enough minerals, and making sure that we're taking things from the land to put in here. Guys, again, this is super, super, super simple, and you look at how much I made. I think this is a 12-quart Dutch oven, and it is made by Lodge. I think I picked it up. There was a sale somewhere and then a coupon, and then I had like money back on something because I bought 2 beauty products or whatever, so I got another $15 off that. So this $100 dish ended up literally costing me 35 bucks. So we're going to go ahead, let's turn it down to a low simmer, because we want that to all roast in there, blend together, and really make a nice oh, just a mixture of spices and all of that stuff. So let's take a look. Look at that. Amazing. Isn't that just beautiful? So we'll get that done. That's going to go in the freeze dryer. And I think I'm going to go ahead and let it sit for probably about 15-20 minutes this way, just so everything blends together. So I'll mix it in between as we sit there, you know, sit and watch it and let that kind of blend together. And then we'll get everything ready for the freeze dryer. All right, guys. See you in a few. So G came in and he tasted it and got a thumbs up on that. I liked it, so I think we're good to go. And so this is this portion. This is part one. If I tried to do everything together, the video would be way too long. So what we'll do, we'll let this cook down, low simmer, 20 minutes. That's going to help those carrots and the celery just kind of flourish through, and the flavors are going to blend in there with the spices and all of that. So this will be done 20 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead. I've got, and I'll show you guys these again. I got these. This set is how it came. I think I ended up putting these in a baggie. These won't fit in a baggie, and but I got these from Retired at 40, and I'm not sure if he's making them himself or what's happening, but you can use these as spacers in your freeze-drying trays. And so this right here is going to help us do portions. So you decide how big you want them. We'll go over that on the next video, whether you want a cup or you want a bowl. There is a difference. We'll do that on the next video. So all right, guys, at this time, this is butternut squash soup, and I hope you enjoy it. I challenge you to find something that there's only one recipe for in the world and do something great with it and see what you can do for your body, your family, and put things in the pantry. All right, guys. All right, guys. Till next time, go live a life done free.
Thanks, Milo.